Right, so let's talk about cryptocurrency and blockchain data platform has ranked internet using Kenyans as the world's top peer-to-peer or P2P cryptocurrency traders. The group survey shows that many Kenyans use their form of trading because they don't have access to centralized exchanges. Lenny Ruvaga looks at the challenges and what this means for the industry in Kenya.
Tony Mongera, the CEO of Healthland Spa, he has been a pioneer in accepting cryptocurrencies as payment for services for 5 years. On average, his services cost about $30 and can be paid for using Bitcoin, a decentralized digital currency. He says it's proven to be a popular form of payment.
Many customers have also seen that we are accepting Bitcoin, which is a modern form of payment, and they've decided when do they come, they can enjoy our massage services and pay using Bitcoin because it's safe, secure, and also very convenient.
A recently released report by Chain Analysis ranks Kenya as a leader in peer-to-peer trading of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. The Global Crypto Adoption Index takes into account the number of cryptocurrency deposits and internet users. David Gitonga is the co-founder of Bitcoin KE, a 3-year-old organization whose main goal is to facilitate peer-to-peer trading, and that includes educating users on blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin KE says on average it brings around 70,000 visitors to its platform daily. Gitonga says many enjoy the peer-to-peer trading.
In Kenya, peer-to-peer is actually the easiest way for people to get into cryptocurrencies. So right now there are no centralized exchanges. So most people opt. To go the peer-to-peer way. So these exchanges are not controlled locally. For example, they cannot be shut down. So it's much easier for people to just transact between each other.
Michael Kimani is a blockchain analyst from PESA Africa, an organization that monitors cryptocurrencies worldwide with a focus on Africa. Kimani says that the fact that cryptocurrencies are unregulated by a central authority also pose challenges.
The central bank issue that has prevented companies or startups from building in Kenya. So it's made it really difficult for Kenyans to have formal channels of accessing cryptocurrencies. And this has created the proliferation of things like cryptocurrency scams. So one of the reasons the peer-to-peer volumes are going up in Kenya is because there are no formal channels, and the only way you can buy is through the peer-to-peer marketplaces and channels.
The Central Bank of Kenya has in the past stated that cryptocurrencies are not legal tender in the country. Mongera says he can only hope that his choice to add cryptocurrencies as a means of payment will keep attracting more clientele to his growing business. Lenny Ruvaga for VOA News, Nairobi.
All right, so clearly cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is the way to go here in the country. We're seeing that story from Lenny Ruvaga that even businesses, small businesses, not really small, but beauty industry is also using cryptocurrency, allowing their customers to use cryptocurrency as a way of paying for the services rendered to them. So let me bring in a financial expert, that is George Mangs, into this conversation. I hope I pronounce your name properly, Mangs, yeah?
It's right.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us here on Bottom Line Africa today. Just from that story that has been filed by Ruvaga, cryptocurrency, clearly it's here to stay, but the government, through the CBK, is yet to recognize that.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's because CBK are trading very carefully. The reason being, cryptocurrency are not really globally regulated as such, and currently according to the regulators, they're being used for money laundering and illegal financial activities, so they're really trading slow on them. I think they're looking up to the developed world, how they come up with the regulations around that, then maybe they can copy-paste the same here.
Mm-hmm. And we're seeing like Ukraine becomes the latest country to legalize Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, yet Kenya is yet to do that. The reason as to why Kenya is yet to do that, the central bank says they're yet to know the faces behind cryptocurrency. Should this be a reason as to why we are still reluctant in legalizing the use of cryptocurrency?
I believe, well, the way cryptocurrencies are made right now, most exchanges, the issue of KYC, that's like know who is transacting and such, they're not really clear. And the push that's coming in, even if you look at the details from the SEC, that's the Securities Exchange Commission in the US, they're really pushing the exchanges to be able to tell who owns these cryptocurrencies. I mean, so that you can control the kind of transactions that are happening. I think Kenya, being a very huge hub of money laundering, I understand the central bank's position, but it's like a two-way thing. I mean, they're really suppressing the growth of cryptocurrencies as a form of transaction medium, but at the same time, they're contributing to the proliferation of the peer-to-peer exchanges in Kenya, which are really growing very fast. Yeah.
But you know, cryptocurrency, Mangs, I stand to be corrected by you because you're a financial expert in this. It's more like the Bangla Pesa system that was being used in some parts of within a village in the coast region, and the government was somehow it easily accepted Bangla Pesa. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, we are seeing so many young people into this. So is there a difference between Bangla Pesa and cryptocurrency?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you look at it from Bangla Pesa was more or less, I don't know if it still exists, but it's sort of centralized to a specific location. It's a regional form of exchange. And it was meant to boost, I think, the transactions within the poor communities, the guys on the lower social level. If you look at cryptocurrencies, this is a global phenomenon. I get paid by clients outside the country. They prefer using, say, Bitcoin or Ethereum because it's cheaper and it's much faster and it bypasses the mainstream financial channels. So when you look at Bangla Pesa, it's more or less the same concept, but Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies is a more advanced version of it. You can transact with someone basically anywhere in the world, whether in China, in the US, or in Uganda. Yeah.
So now here we're seeing Central Bank of Kenya saying it's not okay. It's not okay for the country to welcome the use of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because they need to be regulating a face that they're seeing. And so they're saying they're not seeing it. But yet at the same time, we are seeing Kenyans already into this Bitcoin cryptocurrency business. And from that story that has been filed by Luvaga, we are seeing that even salons are already allowing the customers to use it. But at the end of the day, this money will still be channeled to the banks. So it means the banks are embracing it. Does it mean it's embracing it behind the government's back?
I look at the proliferation of such transactions in cryptocurrency in Kenya as something, look at it like M-Pesa. You know, for M-Pesa to grow to where it is right now, the government basically had to look sideways. Central bank had to look on the other side and let the technology flow and see how it works out. So the way technology works, the technology comes in first and then regulations follow later. So CBK is coy on this kind of monitoring because, well, they don't have the frameworks ready, and then there's the issue of expertise in the government as well, which is quite wanting. But at the same time, you cannot rule out the fact that you can see that this is a sector that's really growing. I mean, if you look at the volumes in cryptocurrency in Kenya alone, billions per month. So if you convert that in terms of income for the banks, I'm sure the banks cannot ignore that. So the banks have to embrace it slowly in as much as they deny it, but they embrace it slowly, and once the regulations come into place, I mean, it's going to be an easy fit for them.
But then from what you're telling us, cryptocurrency is just to stay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a matter of Kenyans embracing it.
Yeah.
And members of parliament legalizing this whole use of the cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the advanced economy, you look at China, for instance, so many projects that are coming up right now that are based on blockchain technology. I mean, it's trustless, cheap to run. I mean, it's so beautiful. You can't even compare with the ones that we have mainstream. So I understand there's the issue of knowledge and expertise among the legislators in terms of regulations, but we cannot ignore the fact that it's a very, very good thing. It's a very good phenomenon that's already here with us, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Now that you don't have a law we don't have a law that legalizes the use of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies here in the country. So what happens should a Kenyan lose money online through Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Because now where will you run to? Yes, the central bank is saying we don't recognize this sort of online financial.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because sadly it happens a lot. There's so many scammers that are lying towards the cryptocurrency. Thing is, I think it's a third world financial ecosystem phenomenon. It's a belief that if I tell you, give me 5,000 shillings, I invest for you in Bitcoin, I'm going to give it to you 20% every month. You believe me. And because all your friends are telling you how much money they're making in Bitcoin, so you believe that, yeah, if I give out this money, I'm going to get the free money flowing. But the truth is that there is no free money. This is someone who is a scammer. I mean, the people who are making money are the people who understand how the technology works. And the technology, not in the sense that you have to be a developer. I'm not a developer, but I invest in Bitcoin. I've been in it since, 2016. So understand the framework, the small details about how this thing works, and it's not difficult. I usually tell people opening a Bitcoin trading account is like opening a Gmail. It's just that, yeah, they're more scammers than the honest people. So the scammers come in with the wrong information that they peddle out. People lose money, and now they come crying. And most of these scams, they're registered Southeast Asia, South America, Brazil, Argentina, Portugal. So the guys we have here in Kenya are just the foot soldiers who are earning commissions from transferring this money to these countries.
Right.
So when something happens to you, basically you cannot run anywhere. You can go to CBK, because CBK will be like, we told you, it's not regulated. Yeah. So the best fallback plan you can have for that is to, if you're going to consult someone, make sure it's someone who understands cryptocurrency. Okay. But the worst thing you should do is give your money to someone to invest it for you. I mean, you buy a package the way I see most people doing. Let them train you how to open an account. You can invest yourself. You have full control over your account.
All right. Yeah. You know, it reminds me of those online adverts that you see, how I made millions through Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies. Mangs, do stay with me here on Bottom Line Africa. I need us to take a short commercial break. We'll come back and have more discussion on this, especially, you know, what sort of revenue the country can get from Bitcoin. And also, is there an African country that has really legalized Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? All that after the short commercial break.